Here he is, Regis Prograis, joining us. There he is, Rougarou. What's up, my man? How are you?
All good, baby. All good. What's up with it?
I appreciate you joining us. I know it's a very busy week, so we won't keep you very long. We just played the face-off at Golden Gate yesterday. Do you enjoy that sort of thing?
Yeah, it was cool. We both of us, like we cutting weight and stuff like that. So right now it's all right. It's something to get out the hotel room, and our teams kind of talked a lot, but me and him didn't really say nothing. It's nothing really to say right now. It's fight time, so I'm more serious. It's not. I don't even really want to say nothing now. It's serious now.
I feel you. Did you say a word to him? Because in the clip, I don't think you said anything to him, and he didn't say anything to you. I know his dad and Evans were going back and forth, but you guys, not a word.
Not a word.
Wow.
Nope, not a word.
You've had enough.
Nothing. I had enough, man. I'm kind of done talking. I don't, I'm kind of one. I'm more reactive anyway. I didn't feel like going to say nothing anyway. But if somebody say something to me, I'm gonna say something. But if he would have said something, I probably would say something. But right now it's no more talking. Like they can talk all they want. His daddy can talk, Evans can talk, but like for me, bro, I don't like the talking is over. Like for real, the fight is in a few days, so I don't care about that.
Do you enjoy the back and forth between Bill and Evans, or are you tired of that as well?
I actually do. It's entertainment. I actually do like it. I'm not gonna lie. I do like it. I like every time they see each other, they go back and forth. His team goes back and forth with mine, so it's good, man. It's entertainment. It really is good. People like that. People want to see that, because me and Devin, sometimes I might say something, sometimes he might say something, but sometimes we won't say nothing at all. So it's good. Every time they see each other, they gonna go off, and that's good.
Evans is a great hype man. I mean, this guy is incredible. He's got the gift of gab, but it's not often that the strength coach is speaking like that. So, and I know he took a shot at him, Devin did, and Bill. Does he work at all with your boxing, or is it just with your strength coach stuff?
Mostly strength. He does some boxing, but mostly right now it's mostly strength.
Okay. And did you kind of like instill him as the guy to be your hype man, to be up there? Because it's not usually a spot for the strength coach.
It's not even about a hype man thing, man. It just happened. That's all. It's not even about a hype man thing or not. Like because my other coach, he didn't come out here the first time. We had the press conference like two months ago. He didn't come out here the first time we did it, and he came. God damn. He came, and so that's why.
Okay. By the way, as the champ, how do you feel about going to the Bay, where he's from, to defend your title? How do you feel about that?
Oh man! At the end of the day, I really feel like I'm gonna hurt him. I feel like I'm gonna smash him no matter what. This is not. People keep saying the Bay is his hometown. This is not his hometown. The Bay is, he was born here. He left when he was 7. He moved to Henderson, Nevada, and man, like everywhere. Listen, I've been on the street out here, and everywhere I go, people are like, man, I can't stand Devin. I can't stand the Haneys, man. You gotta knock them out. So if you're from here, people shouldn't even be treating me like that. Like literally everywhere I go, I'm in the gyms, I run on the street. When I'm running on the street, like cars are stopping me. Like, champ, man, you gotta knock them out, champ. We don't like the Haneys. We don't like Devin. So Devin is not even. That's what I'm saying. He's not even from here. He was born here, but being born here is not. That doesn't mean you're from here. You know how many schools he went to. What is his background here? Is not nothing. And so, I don't believe that is his homecoming, like they say. I just don't believe it. I don't go for it.
Ultimately, were you surprised when this fight came to fruition? Are you surprised that he didn't stay at 135?
I was surprised. It was like I was and I wasn't, because after my last performance, he was like, "All right, maybe we can do something." Bill came, and they was probably thinking like, "All right, maybe we can do something with him." And as far as the 35 thing, I know he is bigger. He has a bigger frame. He probably was struggling to make 135. So I think he did have to come up to 140. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm still surprised that, he took this fight. A lot of people were surprised that he took this fight, because, like I said, he was getting touched at 135, and I'm one of the biggest punches at 140. So it's gonna be a big difference.
If you win your last fight via knockout, 5th round knockout, 6th round knockout, do you think this fight doesn't happen?
I don't think it happens at all. I don't. He said it would, but I just honestly, I really don't believe that would have happened. So for me, man, this is definitely a blessing in disguise. I went under the radar for so many years, and now like I'm getting all this publicity, and because of this fight. So for me, that is a real blessing in disguise.
I know you're about 10 years older than him. Have you been frustrated over the years with other younger guys getting more shine, more spotlight, more attention than you, and you're saying like, what about, like, why can't I get this? The stuff you're getting right now, but why wasn't it happening 5 or so years ago?
I just always had a hard road, man. My daddy told me that since I was young. I always had a harder road. I started boxing late. So these younger guys, like, I started boxing when I was like 16, 17. Devin turned pro when he was 16, 17. He was 17 or whatever. So that's why it is a big difference. It's like you have to pay your dues, right? And I had to pay my dues. Yeah, I'm older, but I started boxing at a later stage, and I'm still where I'm at right now. So it's like it's not frustrating to see it because I don't like. I mean, I don't care, but I box because I love boxing. That's why I box. So it's not about getting famous and getting rich. I really love the sport. I'm a historian of the sport, and I just really truly just love what I do.
I saw they had a great video package called "Make the Days Count" on the Matchroom YouTube channel, and you're talking about being a historian and Mike Tyson, this that, and you even had a Conor McGregor photo in there in that room, which I thought was interesting. A lot of boxers maybe don't want to show Conor love because he's the MMA guy. Why Conor?
Right. Shit, he was the king of, like, for me, man. Conor was like a king of like MMA, And I'm a honestly, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if MMA was big when I was coming up, I probably would do MMA because I like that type of stuff. When I was I spent my wife is Brazilian, so I spent a lot of time in Brazil. And when I'm out there, I do a lot of grappling, I do a lot of Brazilian jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So I actually do like that sport a lot. But I end up just happening to be a boxer. But yeah, I mean, I like the sport. I trained with all those guys. I trained with Pedro Hijo. I trained with Jose Aldo when I was in Brazil. And, all those guys out there, and they showed me a lot of love. So I do, I like MMA.
Wow, I didn't know that. Man, Aldo's a legend. What did you make of him?
Yep.
And he's been boxing a little bit now. Would you think of his skills?
Yeah, he started boxing. Man, he was when I first met him, he was actually coming off that big loss to like Conor McGregor and stuff like that. So he was kind of iffy, but he's still like the king of Rio. So we hung out a few times, and that's about it. But we was actually supposed to spar one day, but it just never happened. He was like partying or something like that the night before, so it never happened.
Okay, wow, that is great. So in this particular case, it's for your WBC 140-pound title. You win this fight. What do you think they'll deliver to you? Like, where does this fight lead to?
I really feel like it'll catapult me to like probably one of the faces of boxing. Like one of the biggest faces in boxing, and definitely on the pound for pound list, top 5 pound for pound, matter of fact. And it'll give me, it lead me to the bigger fights. Just bigger fights later down the line. Real big fights. The next fight will be, something big.
How do you like working with Matchroom? I know, earlier this year you signed with them. You had that first fight under your belt. What do you think of them?
Man, me and Matchroom, we like friends and enemies at the same time.
Wow.
That's how it is with them.
Tell me.
It's just like, because I'm like, I have my own promotion company going on. So it's like, but I'm still signed with Matchroom, but at the end of the day, man, Matchroom is like, I like Matchroom most likely better than any promotion I ever signed with. Because one thing, Eddie might be full of shit, right? All promoters are. All promoters are full of shit. That's what they are. But one thing Eddie delivered, he told me this. He told me, you're gonna fight. This is when Eddie met me in Houston right before the Canelo fight. He came meet me. He was like, this is before I signed. He's like, listen, this is the plan laid out for you. He said, we're gonna fight. We'll give you a homecoming fight in New Orleans. Then after that, he said, you're gonna fight a big fight. Devin Haney was the first name he said, either Devin Haney or Teofimo or Ryan Garcia. He said those names, but Devin Haney was the first name. So far, Eddie delivered on literally everything he said so far. He delivered on it, and I mean, I'm grateful and I'm happy to be with Matchroom. I think it is a good fit for me. Sometimes me and them, we get into little things and stuff like that. But for me, at the end of the day, man, I am happy to be with Matchroom. I think that is the right fit so far for me.
They obviously promote both of you. Do you think they have a dog in the race? Do you think they want one guy to win?
I think they like Devin more. I mean, I think I told Eddie myself. I said, look, because I met them, they had some fights in LA. And I said, yeah, that's your boy. But I said, I'm going to knock your boy out. I know that's your boy more than me. We both signed with him, but I'm going to knock your boy out. I know that it's normal. It's a human nature. They have, they have certain picks and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, it's as a promoter, that's just, it is what it is, because I play that same hat right. I have the same hat right now. I play promoter also and trying to put people on my undercard and do different things. And I understand how it is. I understand the thinking behind it. You can't go for both guys. You can't go for both people because both people not gonna win. So you just want to, basically at the end of the day, as a promoter, you want to look out for your fighters. What you want to do is you want to give them a good fight and you want to give them the most exposure and you want to get them paid more as you can. And obviously Eddie delivered that.
Just curious, why do you think he's their guy as opposed to you?
I think just because he has a bigger following, that's the main thing. Bigger following and younger, and not only that, he worked with them before.
Yeah.
He was already with Matchroom. Yeah, he was with Eddie before. He was signed with them a while ago. Then he left, and then he came back. So yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. By the way, do you still believe that he had a loss, like erased from his record?
I'm not. I'm not saying I believe it, but I just heard it. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It happened in Mexico, and listen, I heard that I really did hear that it really happened. I'm not gonna say I believe it, but a few people told me that it really happened. They gave me actually the dude number, that it happened to. The Mexican dude, he fought. So, but I didn't call. I'm not digging into none of that. I don't care about none of that stuff. That's what I heard. And, for me, it's all he say, she say. I just brought it up and that's it.
I'm assuming you saw his last fight against Lomachenko. Who do you think won that fight?
I still thought he won the fight. I think it was a close fight. At first, I thought Loma won. Then you go back and watch, and then you're like, all right, now he did enough because he was the champion. As the champion, did he take it from him? I don't think that Loma took it from him. Now, if it was just a Loma and Devin fighting, without the belts on the line, maybe Loma could have edged it out. It could have been a draw. But with that being said, Devin was the champion. So it's like, did Loma do enough to take it from the champion? Probably not.
Okay. Do you think he's underestimating you?
Yeah.
Why?
I think so. I think he is, but I think now it might be starting to kick in, because it's like yesterday I heard Bill. So the thing is, his daddy is trying to get in my head, but it's totally not working at all, because I'm super zoned out. I turn my phone off. I'm shut out from the outside world. Like, I'm literally on the house phone in my hotel if I need to contact somebody. So I'm totally zoned out to the whole world right now. So it's like, yeah, I don't care about nothing. But, Bill was saying, oh, I saw you've been working on the right hook. But at first it was the left hand. Now it's the right hook. Obviously, it's one of the punches, right? All I got is two hands to hit the person. I don't have 3 or 4 hands. So it's only these two. So, he's like, I heard you've been working on the right hook. And at first it was like, all you guys are left hands. So I think right now they might be, I don't know if they kind of nervous or Bill just trying to play games, but, it's just, man, it's just not working. It's none of that stuff working right now. I'm super zoned in. I'm super locked. I'm super focused. So nothing they say is going to work.
Do you usually do that a few days before the fight? Turn off your phone, lock in like that?
I don't.
Really?
No, I don't. I never, man, this camp means so much to me to where I'm just doing so many things different, man. I've been in training camp, like double training camp. Like usually I do a 2-month training camp. I've been in training camp for 4 months for this fight. Usually I go to LA and train. I would stay in LA about 3 weeks. This time I did it for 2 months, away from my family, away from my kids, just really locking in. And I'm just doing everything that I feel I need to do, to ensure me success for this fight. And I did, man, I did everything, and there's nothing else I can do. So I know for a guaranteed fact I'm going to have success. No matter what happens, it's going to be successful for me because I did everything. I cut no corners in training camp. I did everything I need to do. I did, and that's how it is.
Does any of that have to do with the last performance and maybe things that you didn't do leading up to that fight or distractions leading up to that fight that affected the performance?
Yeah, of course. Both of those, yeah. I mean, the last fight was the short camp, and even the people around me and stuff like that, they said, man, the camp it just felt like going through the motions. It didn't feel like a real fight camp. This fight camp is like a fight camp. Everybody's excited every day and just happy, and a happy fight is the best fighter. That's what they said. So, last camp, it was just a lot of stuff, a lot of distraction, just all kinds of things going on. Didn't have really too much of a long camp. Opponent switch, and then the opponent came and he just ran around the ring the whole time. So it was just, all that was just coupled with a lot of stuff. But this camp is nowhere close to the same.
Is it almost better not fighting at home sometimes?
I think so.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, I always say, man, I want to fight in New Orleans in the Superdome, but man, it'll be a nervous wreck because the thing about New Orleans is it's a very small city and everybody's connected some type of way. I mean, like if you was from New Orleans and I start talking to you, if we start talking long enough, we will have some type of connection. Either, your mama was my school teacher, anything, that's how it is in New Orleans. So everybody's so connected. So you're talking about when I fought in New Orleans, I mean, I don't know how many tickets I had to give away to people. I think I spent like $60,000 on tickets.
Wow.
In New Orleans. I was most of the people was there, it was all my people, and I, gave away tickets and stuff. And then, when people want to come, they wonder where they sit and all that type of stuff. You just dealing with so much. You have so much on your plate. But when you're not fighting at home, like I'm fighting here, and I lived in California. So a lot of these people are my people. but it's just way less of a headache.
I know you're getting ready for your fight, but just curious, you mentioned his name earlier. Did you watch Ryan Garcia's win on Saturday?
Yeah, I watched.
What do you think of his performance?
He looked like honestly, man. He didn't look too impressive. You know, he got to do it out there, but he didn't look too impressive. I don't know what he was doing. He was turning his back a lot. But you know, he is fast. He does have fast hands. So you know, he got him out. He did his thing. Like right now, I'm actually starting to like. I ain't like Ryan Garcia at much, but I'm starting to like him. After this, I like him more because it's like, you know, you have all this going against you, and it still worked. You know, and I kind of like that. Like, you know, he went at it with Bernard Hopkins. He went at it with De La Hoya, and you know, it seemed like they wanted him to kind of lose, and he still went out there. He knocked the dude out. So it's kind of, you know, I'm not gonna say I like Ryan Garcia, but I don't know. I like that a little bit.
Do you think the Tank fight is the pinnacle of his career, or do you think he can get to a point where he's fighting the likes of you for belts?
No, I think he could fight me. No, I think he could fight me one day. That's what I want. I want to fight Ryan one day. You know, either him or Rolly, you know, whatever. For me, I want the big fights. That's what I want. So, yeah, maybe one day we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Do you think he beats Rolly?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. They really, man, they like what and what. You know, Rolly is real sloppy, but he has a lot of power. You know, and I don't know if they had a clip of them sparring, and it looked like Rolly was whooping them. So I don't know. I don't know what happens with them two. I kind of think they're on the even playing field, really.
Back in September, and this is the last thing, when this fight was announced, I was like, man, you know what? I respect Devin Haney for going up to 140 to fight the best 140 pounder, because he could have stayed at 135 and defended his titles, and who knows who's out there he could fight. There's a lot of good guys at 135. I got so much shit for that, Regis. People are like, he's ducking Shakur. Right. He's ducking Shakur. That's the fight. Now Shakur has somewhat of a lackluster fight. Now everyone's like, all right, this was the fight. And I couldn't believe that people, and I don't know if it was just because of like a what have you done for me lately thing. I couldn't believe that people were like, this isn't the fight. This was the huge challenge, him going up to fight you at 140. And so I'm just wondering, A, what did you think of Shakur's fight? And B, did you feel that same way? Did you feel like people were kind of like looking down on this decision from Devin to fight you and thinking that Shakur was a tougher fight for him, because I thought that him going up to fight you was a tougher challenge than him fighting Shakur. Not because Shakur isn't as good as you, but he's a little bit younger and he's his weight. And so this to me was the bigger test. And so just those two things I was wondering about. First off, what did you think about Shakur's last performance?
He had a bad night. I think Shakur had an off night. He had a bad night. You know, I don't know what's going through his head mentally, but you know, that's the thing. I had one too, and we all had them. Floyd had them. Andre Ward had them. Everybody had off nights before, and that's just, you know, sometimes you just have that. You know, it's all about how you come back. So the thing is, in boxing, you know, it's you know, they always judge you off your last fight. You're only as good as your last fight, you know, so that's what people are looking at right now. But yeah, I think Shakur is super skilled. You know, me and him work together and stuff, but Shakur is real good. He's super skilled. But I think he just had a bad night. He had an off night, you know, and wrong opponent, off night. That's all.
You're a massive underdog going into this one. Does that annoy you?
Man, I've been an underdog my whole life, bro. I've been an underdog. I'm like, I beat the odds already. It don't matter about that. I beat the odds in life. So this doesn't matter.
Love it. Can't wait for it, man.
Literally don't matter at all.
I love that attitude. Can't wait for it. I wish you the best. Thanks for giving us some time today, and good luck the rest of the week.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right, there he is, Regis Prograis. What a fight. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You can get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.